Hello, my name is Eva and I am from Beacon Art Studios. You might know me from the classes I teach for fiber arts and sewing. And as you can see, I'm not in the studio, I'm at home as many of you. So I decided to try to figure out some things that you guys could make at home with stuff you have at home. And this first video, I'm going to show you how you can make a little rag rug from using a chair and some old clothing or sheets. Okay, so to make it, you will need a chair that looks like this. It has 3 of these. 2 that are at the same level and 1 that is a little lower. It could be a chair or it could be a stool, and it can have more than you need as long as it has what you need, okay? The next thing you need is a ruler, or if you don't have a ruler, a cardboard piece, and they need to be as long as this chair you're using, the back side of it, okay? So either a ruler or a cardboard, and I have used a double thickness of the cardboard, and if you don't have that, you can cut 2 pieces and tape them or glue them together. It needs to be sturdy, or you can have a piece of wood that is about this thickness and this length. And then you need your string. So I cut out about as much as you need so you could see how much. So it's not something like this. This will not be enough. This would probably not be enough, but maybe something like this would be enough. This is definitely enough. The string or yarn that you choose needs to be strong enough so when you go like this, it doesn't snap off, okay? And you need a pair of scissors. And over here, I have a shirt, a sweatshirt, or a t-shirt. You can also use sheets or tablecloth is great, or jeans, or what are you saying, Lenny? You can speak.
Old tablecloths that are
Oh, yes, of course. Now, don't go and take something without asking your mom or dad or your sister's Sunday clothing, okay? And this would be a good time for you to pause the video, go and get all your things together, and then come back, and then you start up the video, and I will show you how we're going to use this chair as a loom, and we're going to set up our warp. Our warp. Thank you. Hello, now I'm back. Okay, for the next segment of this instructional video from Beacon Art Studios, you're gonna need your thread, yarn, string, your scissors, and a chair. Okay, so this is the chair I have chosen. And now I'm going to sit down, which you probably want to do too with your chair. You can either put the chair on a table and stand by it, or sit down and lean the chair on your knee like this. Okay, so we're going to start with our string thread. And we're going to start down here. Can you come closer, Lenny, so we can see exactly what I'm doing? And we're going to start with making a knot, tying this string to the lower end here, okay? Now we're starting, and we are gonna go and make our warp. This is called the warp, okay? Anything you weave has a warp and a weft. Weft, we're gonna talk about a little later, and I'm gonna show you. So the more of these you put, the nicer your carpet is going to be. But it's going to take more time, of course, to put it up and also to weave. But if you do have the patience, I would definitely suggest to put as many as you can, okay? It's important to keep the string or yarn or whatever you're using tight, okay? So you keep on going, and we're gonna go all the way to the end. I just want to make sure that you remember that the number of these strings that's gonna be here has to be uneven. So when you come to the end, count them and make sure you end up with an uneven number. Okay, look at this. We have now finished our whole warp. So I want to show you a couple of things. First, I'm going to tie off. So this is my last over here. I pull it, okay, tighten it, and then I'm going to cut it. But when you cut it long, so that you have a lot, so you could work with to tie it. Okay, can you see what I'm doing, Lenny? Okay, there we go. So we're gonna tie this over here. It doesn't matter like really to what you tie it. You just want to make sure it's tied and it will not come apart while you're gonna start to weave. Okay, I'm gonna put one more here, and this way I know it is tight and good. Okay, so if we go back up and we look now on the warp. Okay, this is our warp. You can notice here that there's a tie here and another one over there. That was because my yarn broke, or there was a moth that ate it. I don't know. Either way, if it happens to you that it breaks, or you run out of thread or string or yarn or whatever you're using, you can tie it and then continue, because it won't really show as we start weaving. Okay, now we are ready with our warp. Okay, I'm going to go over to the table and show you how we will prepare our our weft. Okay, okay, we're now ready to prepare our weft. I will never learn this, so it's okay. I'm going to make the mistake over and over again. Anyway, so we're now ready to prepare our weft. The weft is either yarn or fabric that goes across in our loom. Okay, so to make these, we're going to cut long strips of fabric from whatever you have decided that you're going to cut up. Okay, so here I'm going to show you some different techniques, or at least one, how you can cut and make them into long strips. Okay, so what you do is that we start over here. And when we come here, we don't cut all the way through. We leave it like this, and then I'm going to cut this so to make it easier to understand what we're doing. Okay, now we're going to cut the next one. Okay, if you do have a shirt which is open like this, you want to cut away, before you start, you want to cut away the part where there are buttonholes. Okay, we cut that away. You can also go like this, and the same over here where you have your buttons. You can save the buttons maybe for another project. Doesn't fit into this. Okay, now we're doing long strips. Okay, you might want to cut away the bottom part here too, because it will give like a harder part in the loom. So you cut away this bottom part, which has a seam. You don't want that in here. Okay, you see this bottom, you don't want that in. Cut that away. Now we're going to start cutting these strips again. So what you do is you cut all the way until you come to the end here. If you try to keep the strips about the same width, it sort of look more even when you weave. You don't have to. You can have them any width you want. Okay, this is important. When you come here, you don't cut it all the way. You leave it like this, okay? Then you turn your fabric over this way, and then you cut again, okay? This was the same thing we actually did with the t-shirt, but it wasn't as clear maybe, okay? Here we go, and I'm gonna cut all the way to the end here, and you'll see we'll do the same thing. You don't cut it all the way, you stop there, okay? And then you flip it over and you start again over here like this, okay? And then you're gonna end up with a long, long, long strip like this. So this is what you're aiming for, to get these long strips, okay?